Hi everybody and welcome to the Purple Mood. Today we have a giant thrift haul together with some spring, summer and maybe even fall outfits. Let's jump straight to the topic. I'd like to start with the puff sleeve blouse I'm wearing today. It's actually the exact copy of the white one I own for a couple of years now. I decided it will be nice to have it in black too for the darker outfit options, as it ticks all the boxes for me. Slightly romantic with just enough drama thanks to the frilly sleeves and cropped silhouette. It's that kind of piece that feels like an instant outfit maker, even if you keep the rest pretty simple. It's originally from New Yorker and cost me only €2. And according to the white blouse experience, I don't really wear it too often, so I wasn't going for any exceptional quality here. But both of them have soft and breathable material, which is really great for summer. Since the blouse is already quite a statement, I kept the rest of the outfit quite true to my usual style. This zebra midi skirt is one of my go-to spring and summer pieces. It's flowy, easy to style, and adds a fun contrast to the texture on the top. For shoes, I went with my trusty platform dogs, which add a good edgy contrast to the flowy and feminine base. As for the accessories, I just added my go-to chain necklace and my favorite shoulder bag with a chain detail, for some additional edgy details, and sunglasses of course. I feel like the accessories here pull everything together and make the outfit feel a bit cooler and more intentional. This look feels to me like the sweet spot between soft and edgy, and honestly, it's the kind of scene I reach for a lot when I want something relatively simple but still with personality. Next, I'd like to share a story of a fantastically lucky thrift Saturday with my friend. We decided to try out a small vintage shop in the old town where these two treasures found me: a silk blouse and a real suede jacket. Of course, when it comes to the small curated vintage shops, it's very important that your vibe somehow clicks with the owner's one. But for me it usually does, which means the chances to get something truly special increase dramatically. Besides the fantastic look, exceptional quality and the perfect fit, I instantly fell in love with their beautiful, rather complex colors. And on top of it all, they cost 28 and €59 respectively, so there was just no way I'm leaving them behind. So for the second look, I decided to combine them to create some nice layered situation, and I've got to say it turned out even better than I imagined. By the way, I decided to show two options here, a lighter and a warmer one, to suit a variety of weather conditions. Underneath, I kept it quite simple and fitted, a usual black crop top, my old black denim shorts and platform boots. And while the shorts, boots and jacket may seem quite odd together, this is one of those base combos I reach for when the weather's been indecisive, which honestly we get a lot here in Europe, even in summer. To contribute to the slight boho vibes of the blouse and especially the jacket, I've added my black fringed backpack. I love how it supports the blacks of the base and adds some dynamics to the outfit. As for the other accessories, I decided to keep them minimal here, just my go-to chain necklace, silver claw clip and sunglasses. But I feel like the textures are really doing all the heavy lifting in this outfit anyway. Honestly, I still can't believe I found real zinc and real suede for such an affordable price. And while I definitely can't say I lack either button-ups or jackets in my wardrobe, I feel like these pieces have enough personality to be a great addition to my collection. The blouse has this soft sheen and relaxed fit that makes it super easy to layer, while the suede jacket adds a lot more structure and warmth to the look when needed. Next, I'd like to introduce another thrifted gem of mine, which is these wild zebra print pants. Are they crazy? Absolutely. Am I crazy? Well, maybe a bit. But the moment I saw them, I knew in my heart I couldn't leave them behind, especially for €6, even though I couldn't figure out where I'm supposed to wear them. They are comfy, lightweight, and the print looks like it belongs in a cartoon wardrobe, in the absolute best sense. And despite my fears, I actually have worn them 3 times already, which is quite a number given the size of my pants collection. For the first look with them, I wanted to go full contrast, leaning into the edgy, slightly rocker vibe with my usual black crop top and oversized leather jacket. The pants are already bold, but the jacket adds some structure and makes the outfit feel more grounded. For the shoes, I decided to add my platform black sneakers to tie the top and bottom together. I also decided to wear some childish necklaces to support the pants and add some contrast to the top of the outfit too. And of course I added my go-to sunglasses and chain shoulder bag for some additional edgy details, or just because I wear them all the time anyway. As bold as this outfit may seem, I actually worn it out twice already, probably because it's that rare occasion when my kooky and edgy sides come together in one look. The next thing I'd like to show you kinda was on my mental thrift wishlist for years, and this is this gorgeous pair of yellow Runster High Converse. That's not as I had specifically yellow pair or this exact model in my mind, but being an old Converse fan, I wanted to add some bright pair to my collection. And yellow is one of my favorite colors anyway. So when they popped up on my Vinted homepage for just 40 euros, everything was pretty much decided. Especially as I like the look of this extremely chunky platform and was willing to have this option in my wardrobe too. For the second look with the same zebra pants, I wanted to do something completely different, a lighter, brighter, full-on childish and playful version. So I grabbed my cropped white tee, the yellow Converse, and matched them with this vibrant yellow denim jacket. Though their colors are not really identical, I feel like being so far from each other, they work together well enough. To continue with the fun and kitschy vibe, I also added a small neon backpack, lilac sunglasses and some beaded necklaces. And believe it or not, I already worn this one out too, exactly as you see it. I know this outfit definitely wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea, but for me it has a perfect cheerful summer vibe which makes me smile, and this is exactly what I need after many months of gloominess and shitty weather. Next, I'd like to get back to some more muted items, starting with this green half-zip jumper. Not sure exactly why, but it instantly caught my eye, and being usually quite short in the long-sleeve tops department, I decided to give it a try. It's originally from Noisy May, comes in the size S and cost me only 4 euros. If you're a regular here, you could remember me mentioning I'm not a fan of color green, but this particular moss green shade somehow repeatedly makes its way into my wardrobe, and here we go again. Besides that, it fits exactly as I've expected and is extremely soft and comfy. And apparently very easy to style, as I already worn it multiple times in different combinations. The next thing I'd like to show you is this snake print shoulder bag. It has already made an appearance in my previous outfits video, but I decided it was a proper introduction. It's originally from Topshop and cost me 19 euros. Being a well-known animal print fan and having quite a poor handbag choice, I had something like this on my mind for a good while, especially because the colors of this relatively basic print make it an easy addition to a whole bunch of versatile outfits. Of course, it's not real leather or some exceptional quality, but I don't wear my handbags very often, so I'm sure this one will stay with me for years. So, for the next outfit, I decided to go for a super relaxed but slightly elevated layering. I started with a half-zip jumper and my light wash flared jeans. On top of that, I added a vintage suede jacket I showed you moments ago. I love how its muted color and heavier texture balance out the softness of the jumper underneath. For my weather conditions, this whole scene is totally spring and sometimes even summer appropriate, but for those lucky ones who can't understand how it's possible, just consider it's a very early fall inspiration. For the shoes, I couldn't resist adding a little pop of color, the yellow Converse from the previous outfit. Even though some more basic shoes would totally work here, I feel like this pair makes the outfit less overplanned and more natural. And their color and sort of ugly platform play nicely with the whole retro vibe happening here. To finish the look, I threw on the snake print bag. I like how it ties the whole thing together by adding just a tiny hint of pattern without overwhelming the outfit. As for the rest of accessories, I kept it minimal with just my grandma's necklace and usual sunglasses. Overall, this is one of those outfits that give me 90s movie character feeling. Casual and comfortable with a slightly retro, laid-back and effortless vibe. Next, I'd like to show you this corky vintage tie, which is apparently the second silk item in this video and was made in Italy. Don't know about you guys, but when I see something like this in vintage shop for 8 euros, I'm taking it home. I found it back in fall, but decided its color and pattern should wait for the warm season to truly shine. And while I'm rarely wearing white ties in a normal way, thankfully there are tons of other ways to wear them. You can use a tie as a scarf, as a neck bow, wear it in your hair or on your purse, or use it as a belt. And this is exactly what I decided to do in the next outfit. Just tie it onto my jeans as a little pop of color and pattern. The rest of the look is very similar to the previous one, except for my good old white top with a fringe hem, which adds some boho vibes. I love how the neutral dusty tones of the outfit let the tie and yellow Converse be a kind of playful statement, without making the whole scene feel too busy or matchy-matchy. And I went for the same accessories too. And while the snake print shoulder bag may seem quite out of place, I like it here partly because its tones work well with the jacket and partly because out of place is usually what makes an outfit interesting. And I really love how this whole situation feels just a tiny bit artsy, slightly lazy, but still quite relaxed and put together at the same time. The next two pieces I'd like to show you may not be the most exciting ones, but they are my true staples which desperately needed replacement. The first one is this vintage denim jacket, which I've got for only €9 on our short trip to Barcelona with my mom. And believe it or not, it was the first thing I touched in the only vintage shop we visited, which was Humana Vintage by the way, and it was an instant match. I needed to replace my old denim jacket, which finally became more holes than a jacket after 8 years of quite heavy wearing. And while the new jacket may seem quite simple, it has the exact structured, slightly oversized fit I had in mind, the perfect length and the gorgeous thick vintage denim material. And I feel like it suits my current style even better than the good old one. Another thing I needed to replace this spring is the white sneakers. Platform ones as usual, now with these small sparkly details. I don't know where they are originally from, but I've got them for €15 and according to the past couple of months they are really comfortable. And I know that the low-profile sneakers are trending for a third year now, but I truly love how chunky shoes add some balance and edginess to my looks, so I'm staying a platform girly for now. For the base of the outfit, I went for my comfiest and most worn everyday combo, a simple black crop top and black leggings. Yes, I've been working from home since 2020 and look like that 90% of the time. You thought this channel is made to show you how to wear your clothes? No, it primarily exists for me to sometimes wear mine. Anyways, for me it's a kind of casual and comfy formula that never really fails, especially when the jacket you throw on has enough structure and shape. And with this thick vintage denim, the outfit instantly feels a bit more put together, even though it's still those leggings and crop top. What's to the sneakers? As I mentioned above, they are doing exactly what I want here, balancing the silhouette and giving the outfit some chunk and edge without compromising the comfort, and this sparkly detail adds a small extra touch. For the second version, I decided to layer the moss green half-zip jumper I showed a bit earlier. Not only does it bring a bit more warmth, and I need more warmth. We had +6 as a daytime maximum several times this May. But I also love how this green tone adds some depth to the otherwise monochrome base. And the additional layering makes the outfit feel a little more styled, without losing that easy throw-and-go vibe. Still comfy, still casual, but now with a bit more texture and color going on. The next item I'd like to show you is arguably the greatest treasure of this whole video, and it is this white leather jacket. As far as my research goes, it should be originally from Parisian brand LADC, which no longer exists and was customized before ending up in a vintage shop in Bucharest. Regular viewers may remember me saying in this video that I dream of white leather jacket, but I surely could not dream of this. By the way, it was actually my husband who spotted it in a vintage shop. And same as for the other jackets in this video, it was just a perfect match in terms of material, fit and shape. Looks like I have some unusual luck in the jacket department this year. For this look I just had to let the jacket shine, so I kept the base simple with the white like washed grey jeans and a cropped white tee with a small print that matches nicely with the colors of the jacket. And honestly, I feel like with everything this jacket brings to the table, I could go much more basic with other pieces, but this is just how I like it right now. And this is also why I decided to play around with the accessories and show several options, except for the pink dumpling bag. In my opinion, the jacket just calls either for it or for my neon backpack, but it would be a solid crime to cover the back with the backpack. So here I have a couple of variations, with just chunky white sneakers or the sparkly metallic ones. with the pierced pink sunglasses or just my go-to black ones. And I also added some beaded necklaces just to support overall playful vibe. Honestly, I really like all of them, and while the white sneakers make the look more relaxed, black sunglasses add some edge, and sparkly platform sneakers and pink sunglasses make the situation more intentional and bring in some chaotic early 2000s energy. I know I hardly can settle on either of variations and would rather decide on the finishing touches just before going out, depending on the mood. But regardless of preferred variation, this outfit definitely feels like a statement, while still being comfy and casual, and I really like that. Next, I'd like to show you this floral skirt. I actually found it previous summer and have already worn quite a lot, but haven't had a chance to properly show it in the video. The interesting thing about this skirt for me is that I worn some really similar skirts when I was in high school, and suddenly got drawn to them previous year, so here we go again. Of course, having in mind the 2010s fashion comeback, it doesn't seem so sudden at all, but I really like to notice how the trend cycle subconsciously works inside my head. This skirt is originally from CNA, comes in size M, cost me €5, and as a bonus point is 100% cotton. Of course, a skirt like this could be easily worn just with a top and sandals, which I did a lot last summer, but today I decided to go for something more interesting. So firstly I decided to go with an oversized grungy t-shirt, which brings in a nice contrast to quite feminine skirt. Underneath the tee I added my vintage sheer blouse with the floral pattern. I love how it adds some complexity with the texture and pattern mixing and also supports skirt's romantic floral vibes. Because the outfit already leans into the early 2010s revival, I decided to add my black platform Converse and a silver claw clip. And to bring this all closer to my usual comfort zone, I'm finishing it with my go-to sunglasses and purse. I could probably stop here as it's a complete and interesting enough outfit already, but realistically I rarely go out without an outerwear, so here's also an option with my leather moto jacket. Of course, it covers some interesting parts of the outfit, but at the same time it not only adds warmth, but also sharpens the whole look, brings in some structure and supports the edgy vibe of the t-shirt. The last but definitely not least thing for today is this crazy pair of pink cowboy boots. Yes, I know, but please hear me out. Originally I needed something for our corporate themed party with the topic being neon cowboys. And you couldn't argue they suit the topic perfectly, whatever that even means. I've been planning to get them back on Vinted right afterwards, but they turned out so incredibly comfortable and, quite expectedly, so bright and crazy, I couldn't resist at least giving them a chance in real life. They are originally from brand Diamantic, I've got them for €35, and with the quality of both material and embellishments, I'd say it's quite a fair price. I won't lie, boots like these are definitely not the easiest thing to style, so I decided to pair them with one of my favorite summer outfits from the last year, starting with the ruffled gingham dress and a denim jacket. The dress itself is super lightweight and girly, and in the original outfit I balanced it with the platform dogs and some lace socks. But apparently the borderline absurdity of the boots does pretty much the same job, though in a completely different way. I decided to keep the necklace from the original outfit as I really like how it matches with the cute and playful mood of the dress. And to support the boots crazy vibe, I also added my small neon backpack and pink sunglasses. I haven't really decided if the denim hat from the original outfit is too much or not, so I decided to film both options. I totally get this one's definitely not for everyone, but I personally really like how this outfit almost falls into some weird cosplay territory but still stays quite wearable. And the most brilliant thing about it is the fun, playful, ultra-summery feeling it gives me. Alright, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for staying with me, I really hope you had some fun. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more fun and inspirational fashion content. See you next time!